Can't get any words. Podcast on blast, giving you the real talk, no holding back. Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. There's always a silver lining. We'll set you free, so join the movement. Let's change the game with the Can't Get Any Worse Podcast.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. Holy shit, you'll never guess it's been the craziest morning of my entire life. So let's rip right in. Little disclaimer up the top. I might have to shoot off halfway through this episode. Old mate here seems to have sold his car finally. He's old ute. So there's meant to be a bloke coming in about, he's told me a little over an hour. So if he's running early, he said he's going to call me when he's leaving his place. So if I do need to shoot off halfway through the podcast, don't stress. I'll be back. I'll be right back to finish recording because we have a fair bit to cover today. So let me have a little bit of a sip. It is Monday morning for me here. And last night, Nikita goes, what are you doing in the morning? And I go, just making dreams come true. You know what I mean? I'm just going to be sitting in the garage, laying down a long and thick podcast just to the millions upon millions of listeners that tune in every week and listening to the shit that I dribble. So appreciate all you guys that do listen just while we're on it. But she goes, do you reckon you might be able to drop Westy to school tomorrow? Because he's got to take his, I don't know if you guys do this, if you've got kids, but back in my day, if you were going to do this is all you'd do, like a Christmas card with a candy cane in it. If you did that, you're the coolest kid in school. These days, you've got to fucking buy the kids the most expensive thing in the world. You've got to do a custom printed thing off, what's that stupid website Nikita's obsessed with, like Etsy or some shit. Nikita went and bought this Cricut machine that can like cut out cardboard creatures and characters and I don't know. It's all a load of shit. Like I said to her when she was stressing about getting all this shit done, I'm like, just do a card with a candy cane. She's like, can't do that these days. It's off the cards. Pun intended. Anyway, she's done these weird icy pole looking things with a little note that's like, have a cool Christmas from Weston. And just all this Christmassy shit in there. So I've had to drop Westy off just to carry this into his class. And at the same time, Nikita's like, you might as well take the teacher's Christmas present for the year and give that to her. Now, I hate talking to people at the best of time. And I certainly did not feel like talking to a teacher this morning. But I put my big boy pants on. We've dropped Parker at daycare first. Then I go to Westy's school. And Westy freaks out. He's like, you're not allowed to the classroom until the bell goes at 8:25. This is 8:10 at this time. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm a parent. Like the teacher will be sweet if I just go knock on the door and just be like, hey, here's your present. And can you hand all these out to the kids after school today? Like, it's sweet. Don't stress. And he's like, nah, that's against the rules. And I'm like, dude, sometimes in life, you got to break the rules. You can't just live by the book all the time. Otherwise, you just live a boring life. So, okay, we're going to break the rules. This kid fucking has a panic attack. He's like, we can't break the rules, Dad. I don't know who this kid I'm talking to at the moment is. Like, Weston at home, it's let's break all the rules. Rules don't exist under this roof. But as soon as he walks out that front door, he's like, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Anyone I talk to, I will use my utmost respect. I'll use all my manners. I'll be so polite. I'll open doors for old ladies and stuff. And then he gets back inside this house and he's just like, I'm going to shit on the floor. Fuck you guys. I'm going to swing off the ceiling fan because you only live once. I don't fucking know. Anyway, he proceeds to have this mental breakdown that his dad's about to break the most crucial rule of his school. So I go, all right, would it make you feel better if I go and sit on that chair over there for 15 minutes? And then when the bell goes, I'll bring him in. He's like, I would fucking love that. So he goes and plays with his friends. He's having the sickest time. I'm looking like the biggest pedophile in the world, just sitting in the middle of a school grounds with a basket of fucking ice blocks. Now that I reflect on this, that was such a bad look. I should have been like, you are sitting with me. You are not going anywhere. Because that is some real predatory behavior. So sorry to any parents that may listen to this and saw me sitting in the school with a basket of ice blocks. But let's move on from that. I give it to the teacher. Oh, no, fucking, how's this? That's where I was getting to with this whole story. I give it to the teacher, right? We had a small box to give to the teacher to say thank you. I don't even know what was in there. Maybe a gift card and some chocolates or something. And she's soaked. I give it to her. I'm like, I'm the fucking best parent in the school right now. No one can beat me. I turn around. There's another dad behind me with a hamper, like a laundry basket hamper that he's had to hold with both his arms, like ribbons and bows and like all clear cellophane and shit around it. This thing was huge. Like he was pretending she just had a baby or something. And it just made me feel so belittled. And I'm like, fucking, you wait till next Christmas. We're going all out. Whoever Westie's teacher is next year, we're buying you a car or something. We're sending them on an all expenses paid trip to the Whit Sundays. I don't fucking know, but I will not be outdone again. Now, you're probably thinking, what could possibly happen after that? And this is the weird thing about podcast day, right? So I take a couple of notes throughout the week of interesting things that happen, and then I always get to podcast like the night before, and I'm like, not a lot has happened this week. What am I going to fill all this time with? And then lo and behold, podcasting morning just fills me with stories. So I was driving my ute yesterday, Arvo, and I'm like, what the fuck is that sound? And I knew what the sound was. I just did not want to accept my fate. And I pull up, get out and look. Sure enough, I've got a big dirty fucking screw in my front tyre. So I'm like, all right, great. So I drop Westie at school, call the tyre shop. I go, hey, have you guys got time to squeeze me in and patch my screw hole in my tyre? They're like, yeah, if you head straight in now, we'll squeeze you in. I'm like, sweet, that works perfectly. So I get in there and he's like, oh, give us 20, 30 minutes if you want to go walk around like Bunnings and all the other shops they have there and shit. And I'm like, sure. So I go to Bunnings and 2 minutes into my Bunnings adventure, I'm like, I don't need anything from here and I don't feel like walking down every single aisle. So I've accepted my defeat in Bunnings and I've gone out. I've looked around at the other shops that are there for me to look at and I see Autobarn. And I'm like, holy shit, there's actually some stuff that I want to get for my new ute that I just haven't really had the time or effort to go there and look at just yet. So I'm like, this is perfect time. So I go in there. One of the main things is my car's still got the stock head unit and it doesn't have Bluetooth, doesn't have like maps or anything, just full old school. So I'm like, since I've got it, it's irritated me every day. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get a head unit with minimal. It has to have Bluetooth just to connect your phone and listen to music and shit. If it's got maps and stuff, cool. The other thing is I've got a reverse camera, but old mate I bought it off for whatever reason, got an extra screen on his front windscreen, and it's just in my like view of driving. Like Adrian got in it the other day. He's like, why the fuck do you have so many screens up on your dash? I'm like, I don't know. It's just what old mate did. So I went looking at those. I'm playing with them all, trying to work out which one I want. Then the lady comes and tries to fucking upsell me on everything. And she starts trying to book me in to like get it done tomorrow. I'm like, I'm just looking at this stage. Just calm down. She's like, yeah, but we've got availability tomorrow. I'm like, and that gave me the shits. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go look at some other shit that I need to look at and I might come back to them if I'm keen. She's like, all right, I'll leave that open for you just in case. There's no one else in the shop. It's a fucking Monday morning. Most normal people are at work other than me. I take Mondays off to record a podcast. That's my job on a Monday. So I know you're not going to give that booking to anyone else, but sure, let's play the game. Now, what does old James here do when he's alone in an entire Autobarn store by himself and he gets that little ADHD itch, you know what I mean, to go around and start pushing buttons and things like that. So I've already pushed all the buttons on every head unit in the store to see all their functions and stuff. I'm like, what else do I need for my car? And I look over the other side of the shop and I see the spotlights. Now, since I got this car, driving at night, like I understand in like around the streets and shit that I live, they're really well lit up and stuff. But sometimes when you're driving home from gigs, you go on some back roads and stuff, and it's dark as shit. And every time I do that, I'm like, it'd be nice to have a good set of spotties on the front of this, or a light bar or something. And so I see them. I'm like, I'm going to go have a look. So I'm looking at them, and look, I don't think I've ever bought spotlights for a car before. Like, I've never really had a proper four-wheel drive in my whole car career. So I'm looking at them, and I'm like, fuck. Okay, they all look the same to me. They fucking project light. That's all I need them to do. And then I see in front of all these lights, this is so stupid now that I say it out loud. Like, it's so fucking obvious. I just see a keypad, right? And it's got numbers from 1 to 8. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what they do. And I take a stab in the... So I'm standing in the middle. The keypad is in the middle of this row of spotlights. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what they do. So I push number 4, not thinking what was going to happen. Like I said, I'm in the middle of this row of spotlights. Number 4 is the 4th spotlight in the row. And I push the button, look up, and I just get a giant beam of the brightest light I've ever seen just projected into the back of my skull. Like, I for sure thought I was blind. Like, I let my finger off the button and I was in heaven. I just saw the light. Everything was white. I thought my eyes had melted. So this is a disclaimer to anyone that goes to like a car shop or something. If you see a keypad with numbers, just think what you're about to do before you actually go and push the button and look deep into the abyss. I just got a message. I'll just make sure it's not the guy. No, not the guy. So, fuck that. Just, I'm pretty sure that's all I needed to cover. But went and picked my car up. This is not where it ends either. I just put a story on my Instagram about what happened. So, little teaser if you know what's coming. But I pay the bloke. The bloke couldn't be any nicer. We were shooting pleasantries to each other, right? And there was a point in the conversation, he goes, oh, I bet your Monday morning can't get any worse. Do you know how badly I wanted to be like, mate, you're joking me. You would not believe that you just said the name of my podcast, the 50th biggest podcast in Logan. You've just said the name of it. I'm about to go and record right now, and now you're going to feature on it. Can your morning get any better? I didn't say that. I was just like, yeah, that's it. That's it, eh, mate? Anyway, nice enough bloke. I'm on top of the world now. My car's fixed. I've got my vision back. I get in my car, start it up, and straight away I'm like, this guy's shit himself in my car right before he's got out. He's obviously reversed it out of the shed, shut himself, got out and given me the keys. And it's just encapsulated in my cab. And I'm like, fucking that's disgusting. So dropped the windows, and I just had to spend the first minute into my drive home just smelling this guy's insides. Smelling this guy's insides. Not a bad episode title. We'll see. We'll see what else comes out. But yeah, hopefully your guys' weeks have kicked off to a better start than mine. That's about all that's happened this morning. Oh, my fucking cameras and text messages and Instagram, everything. It's going nuts. Anyway, actually, no, something else did happen this morning that I wanted to address. There's an unwritten agreement amongst blokes, right? And I'm going to test this theory in other situations after what happened to me this morning. If you go to a urinal, a public urinal in a pub or a fucking... wherever you'd find a urinal, wherever your public urinal is, picture that in your head. Now, you never go to the one next to the bloke, right? You always leave like one or two, just as pure etiquette. Now, I relate this to a lot of things in life. Let's journey back to my gym session this morning. I finished my workout and I'm like, I'm going to go do 10 minutes on the elliptical machine. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, the one where you push the bars and pull them and shit. That one. So I'm on there in a row of, there's 10 of these, and I'm probably 3 from the end. So there's still 7 more on this side that this bloke can go get on. But this old bloke just comes right on the one right next to me. Like, and as we're pushing and pulling the handles, our hands are passing each other maximum 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters between our hands as we're swaying. Now, after 10 minutes on the elliptical, you start to develop a little bit of a sweat, right? And you become pretty puffed. So not only is there potential of this guy's sweat flicking off and hitting me, there's potential of mine like hitting him. Also, we're both exhausted on there. There's huffing and puffing. We're basically engaging in gay sex together in the gym. Gay gym sex is pretty much how I started my morning this morning. So I don't know if you guys feel that way or whether it's just my brain overthinking things again. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that as well. I've got a note here, and I don't even know where. I think it was just a random fact that I wrote down in case it was a quiet week. So let me just read it to you, and it'll show you how interesting my week was before this morning. This note just says, fixed my roof and gutters. So that's pretty wild. That's out there. And I don't know if you guys find that interesting, but I found that interesting enough to write it down as a note for the podcast. But yeah, like I said the other week, we wanted to remortgage the house or whatever, just get a little bit of I don't fucking know, but whatever. And that looks like it's all going ahead. So we started ticking off things. I've started calling people. One of the main things we wanted to tick off is our outdoor patio area is just leaking like a bitch in the storms. Like legit constant waterfall through the gutters and shit. And I've done all the normal stuff. I've kept the gutters clean. There's like grates and stuff over them that keep the leaves out. And it was just a case of all the guttering and shit had rusted out at both the top and bottom points, and that all needed replacing. The guttering has been done dodgy as fuck. Like there's more silicon in there than gutter. So I'm like, okay, that's wrong. But then when Nikita and I first bought the place, it had this disgusting downpipe right in the corner of it near the house that it was a complete eyesore. And like, we hated it. So one of the first things we did was pull that out. Now, I started calling around some roofing companies the other week, and I don't know, like I'm a tradie myself, and when I work for myself, you can tell tire kickers on the phone, right? And if there was a job where I could tell it was a complete tire kicker, I would never say, nah, I'm not keen. I would just say, yeah, no, I can definitely quote, but I'm currently booked out for 3 to 4 weeks before I can even come talk to you. Now, that would scare off most of the tire kickers because they want a price like then and there. They want to know what they're working towards, and fair enough. But I was calling all these roofing companies. No cunt wanted to come out and look at it. Like, I'm like, look, we've got the money there. We know what needs to be fixed. If you want to come give us a quote, even if it's like whatever you want to do, I'm easy. They're like, oh, so it's not for a whole new roof. And I'm like, nah, just need some guttering replaced and just like possibly the patio roof being replaced. And they're like, oh, so you don't need your whole like house roof replaced? I'm like, nah. They're like, oh, probably can't get out there then. And I'm like, this was like 3 or 4 companies. And I'm like, I got over it. Like just, and these were all on the community page. So they either live near us or all their work is in the area. Like swing past one afternoon and just go, okay, it's fucking a $10,000 job or something. I don't know. So I got the shits and I said to Nikita, I'm like, look, I'm going to have a crack. I'm going to get up on the roof. I'm going to fix what I can see needs fixing. And then I'm going to put that disgusting downpipe back in that we ripped out and repair the damaged ones. We had some pretty crazy storms last week, and I'm glad to report to you guys I fucking fixed it. I am a hero around here. I've fixed the leakage issue, and I've saved us a little bit of money when that money comes through. So that could go towards a head unit and spotlights that I could blind myself with. But yeah, that's an interesting fact for you guys, isn't it? I'm glad I covered that out for you guys. But let's rip into our weekend. We finally did it. I spoke about it on the podcast a couple of weeks ago that for so many years, Nikita's wanted to go out to the Granite Belt Christmas tree farm. And we got a little notification about Thursday, I think it was, in Weston's basketball group chat. They go, hey guys, it's looking like we're having a bye this week. The other team, I don't know the reason, but there's a bye this week. So Nikita goes, are you thinking what I'm thinking? And unfortunately, we weren't thinking the same thing. She goes, Christmas tree farm. So I go, all right, let's do it. We're not doing anything else. Let's go out there, see what it's all about. And she goes, all right, let's, on the way back, we'll go do the Christmas tree farm. And then on the way back, same deal. Last few years, she's wanted to go to the Darling Downs Zoo. And I'm like, nah, I'm not keen. You've been to Australia Zoo. You've been to Taronga Zoo. You've been to fucking probably the two best zoos in Australia. I don't know. Anyone know of any better zoos? I've been to Dubbo Zoo. I think I remember that. I'm pretty sure from memory we went to Dubbo Zoo with a pig in our boot. That's ringing a bell for some reason. But anywho, that's probably really random to you guys, but it makes complete sense in my childhood. You know what I mean? That's just something you do. You visit a zoo with a pig in the boot and you don't ask questions. That's normal. Anyway, another notification. Sorry, that's probably really distracting for you guys as well. But like I said, I just don't want this guy knocking on my door and miss the sale of my ute. But we make the journey down there and it's just typical shit. Like, I think it was like a 3-hour drive. And the first half an hour was bearable. It was exciting for everyone. We're going on an adventure. And about 45 minutes from our house, you start to reach like the country plains, you know what I mean? Just broad open paddocks with cows and horses. And for that first hour or so, I don't know how many more times you could be like, cows. And then everyone would look at cows for 5 seconds and be like, wow, that was incredible. That is what this is all about. Oh my God, 10 minutes later, horses. Wow. Never seen a horse before. That is incredible. That's going in my journal tonight. Sheep. Oh my God. And then it was like, after you've seen 10,000 cows, it's like you try and bring a bit of excitement back into like 2.5 hours into the trip. You're like, oh, cows again. And they're like, cows are fucking shit. I hate cows now. I'm becoming a vegetarian. But yeah, this is in the first hour. I'm telling Nikita a story, right? And some of my stories, I know some of you guys like listening to my stories, but could you imagine being married to me and hearing all those stories that I just said minute after minute of every day of your life, right? So I'm telling Nikita a really interesting story, I'd imagine. I don't remember what it's about, but I'm getting to the crescendo of my story, the punchline, the peak of the story. And as I start that sentence, Nikita just yells as loud as she can, lambs. And I'm like, sick. So you can't even listen to my story without thinking that a heap of lambs are more interesting than what I'm saying. But anyway, the funny part of the trip comes, we're on the way. We pull into a little town called Arachula, passed it a time or two in my life. And we pull in there. The boys both need to go to the toilet. I need to go to the toilet. And Nikita spots a cute little bakery she wants to go to and whatever. So Parker and I go to the men's toilet. Nikita and Westy go to the women's toilet. Oh, shit. Who's this? Someone is... Oh, I wonder if this is connected. Hang on. One sec. What's going on? Oh, I'm live on the podcast. I don't even know if you're connected to the roadcaster. It's fucking... Hang on, talk. See if that comes through.
Welcome back to the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. I'm your co-host, Matt Cavasso.
What's happening? It's not connected to the roadcaster, so I'm just holding you up to the mic.
Oh, not much, bro. Not much. Just checking in to see how you were. Just a mental health check.
I'm all good, mate. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Polite week for me, so...
That's it. You ready? You ready to go?
I'm ready. I'm ready to bash anyone that looks at me the wrong way.
Oh, fuck. I better watch how I look at you then. No, sweet. I'll give you a buzz back when I get off here.
Easy, brother.
Sweet. Talk to you soon.
Soon, eh?
See ya.
See
Bye.
you, mate. Bye.
Alrighty, that was Matty Carvosso, who's been on the pod before. Just mental health check there. I hope all you guys are doing well. But anyway, like I said, we go into the public toilet, and Parker and I we go into a cubicle, and we're pissing, and he looks up, and there's a little hole in the wall, and I'm like, uh-oh. And it's just got a little arrow that points to it that says mouse, and I'm like, oh. it says mouse. It's a mouse hole. And I've looked into the hole, and it's just some stupid little hole that someone's drilled into some brick. It wasn't what you're thinking. So Parker and I come out. He's all excited. He runs over to Nikita. He goes, our toilet had a mouse hole in it. And she's like, oh my God, our toilet had a hole in it as well. I'm like, oh, really? And she goes, yeah, but ours didn't say mouse. And I'm like, what did it say? And she's like, nothing. There's just a hole in the wall beside the toilet. And I'm like, actually? And she's like, yeah, what's that for? And I'm like, I didn't want to break her heart and be like, I think you've just been met with a good old-fashioned public toilet glory hole. But then she could see the look in my eyes, and she's like, do people put their dicks in those holes? And I'm like, yeah, I think they do. I think you've just fucking discovered a glory hole in Arachula. So, yep. But what I was impressed about is, like I said, brick wall. To get your dick through 100 mil brick and still have something hanging out the other side, I'm impressed. Hats off to you guys. So anyone that does want to visit a glory hole in Arachula, send me a DM. I'll hook you up with the location. But yeah, I found that pretty funny. Then we made it out to the Christmas tree farm. It was everything we expected. We were in and out within an hour and a half. Look, as much as I was shutting it down, I was pretty impressed. This is what I said to Nikita, for someone to have a dream like that, to build a Christmas tree farm, start up like a shop and all that out there, 3 hours out of Brisbane and just go, all right, this is going to work, and go all in on it. Pretty fucking impressive, and the way they've made it work. So if you're looking for something to do with the kids, head out there for sure. It was good. They got animals. They've obviously got the trees. They've got 2 shops that are just jam-packed from top to bottom in Christmas ornaments and trees and everything you can think of. Santa was out there. The kids Weston sat on Santa's lap. Parker was not so keen. But yeah, then we started the trip back and we pulled into the Darling Downs Zoo. Now, a couple of people have warned me about this zoo in the past. They said it's potentially some of the saddest shit you'd ever see. And I believe them. Nikita didn't want to come to the party. She goes, nah, it's going to be amazing. And fuck me. This is the saddest and worst zoo that I've ever seen in my life. Just to see the animals, you go to Australia Zoo or even like Dreamworld or SeaWorld or something, and at least they've put effort into the enclosures. They look cool, and it also looks like the environment the animal's in. This is just like a paddock with a normal fence around it and just giraffes and shit just walking around it. Just imagine you're driving through Toowoomba and you just look into a paddock and see a giraffe. It's random as shit. And just a lot of the pens and stuff were just overrun with weeds and grass. It looks like nobody's maintained the place in 10 years. And there's just, you look through some of the weeds and you're like, holy shit, is that a tiger? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have been, but not entirely stoked about the whole thing. But Nikita's got a new dream now. She wants to buy the Darling Downs Zoo and save all those animals. So we'll see if she gets there. Might be more of a chance she gets there before I get to my little comedy dream, but we'll see how we go. Where are we at for time? Oh yeah, we're not going too bad. Here's my... Oh, that water didn't go down the right way. Here's my stoner thought from the drive, right? I was driving. Now, obviously, along that drive, you go through a lot of mountains. And for a long part of that drive, all you can see is mountains. And we saw a sign, and it's like, welcome to the granite belt. Now, as a cabinet maker, every now and then you do granite bench tops, right? Now, this is where my head goes when I've got nothing else to think about on long drives, and I revert back to my cabinet making career. And I've gone, holy shit, I've never thought about what is inside a mountain ever before. And I'm looking at the edges of the mountain and I'm just seeing all this granite and stuff. And I'm like, if you got a mountain and you did cross sections in it at 40 mil increments, which a lot of people get 40 mil bench tops, you'd have enough granite bench tops to do every kitchen in Australia. So I don't know. I don't know if that's my next career path, to go and shave down mountains to give people bench tops. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever thought that before. What's inside mountains? Because there'd be a lot of random shit in there. Anyway, what else has happened? Oh, that's a boring one to talk about. Basically, I just wrote down blood clot. So I think we spoke about it back in the day when Ash and Adrian were on the pod, but I'm pretty prone to getting blood clots in my legs, and I think I got 2 cut out from memory, which I got some cute little scars on my legs. And the boys were hacking at each other with a broom the other day, and I've had to intervene. I'm like, boys, we can't hit each other with brooms. That's bad. Now, as I've stepped in the middle of them, Parker's swung around with the broom to get one last hit in on his brother, and just swung and hit me right under the fucking kneecap. Straight away, it dropped me. Like, some of the worst pain I've felt in the last couple of months. And I'm fucking on the ground screaming, holding my knee, and Nikita's like, get up, he just hit you with a broom. I've released my hands from my knee, and she's going, oh, okay, maybe you're allowed to be in a little bit of pain. So instant swelling, instant fucking big dark bruise. And straight away I was like, guarantee that's a blood clot. She wanted to take me to hospital and stuff. I'm like, nah, let me die a peaceful death here on my lounge room floor like I deserve. Just, how did he die? He got hit in the leg with a broom and then was just too stubborn to go to a hospital. So that's how I hope to go one day, for those of you guys curious. But I think that's about all that's happened this week. We're about that half an hour mark, which is what we try to hit with my week that was. Let's rip into my week of comedy. Just the 1 gig at Mount Gravatt this week, and if there's one thing to take away from this gig, potentially in my top 5 sketchiest car parks I've ever parked in. So I approached the venue, this beautiful lit up car park at the front, no parks in there though, and I see this little sign that says more parking out the back. So I've had to go down this dingy little alleyway. This would have been perfect for my spotlights, but I could not see a thing. And as I get back there, there's just 10 cars scattered at like random parts of the car park with blokes like sitting in it. So I don't know if it's like a gay meetup spot or something, but I was scared. I was panicking. And there's no lighting or anything back there, just darkness. So I've parked and basically ran. And it was a bit of a quiet night in terms of crowd. I think there was maybe 10 to 15 people there. But it wasn't too bad because it was in a function room of the venue, like of the pub, and it was set up as like theatre style seating. So the first 2 rows were full, so it wasn't too bad. And I was up first, and I did about as good as you could do in front of 15 people. I was pretty happy with my performance. I was just dipping in and out of my set, talking to the crowd. Halfway through my set as well, I haven't done this. Actually, I might have done it like once or twice, but this was the first time I actually meant it. Normally, I just do it when I'm bombing. And I just stopped my set and I was like, oh, that was the other thing. It was 14 girls and 1 bloke. So all my dick jokes were just like, ew, that's disgusting. Why are you saying that? Like, none of them said that. They were laughing along, but it was like, I felt just like such a fucking deviant saying like all this shit to them. Anyway, I just stopped my set. I'm like, what do you guys want to talk about? Like, throw a topic out there. Throw a topic or a word or something, and I guarantee you I've got a story about it. And I thought that was pretty cool because I don't know if I could get a bit out of that or something, but just imagine if they're like, oh, I don't know, fucking home invasion or drink driving. Boom. I'm doing the truck bit or the home invasion bit for the first time. But I don't know. I reckon I'd have the confidence enough to throw that out to a crowd of people about 5 minutes into my set, and I reckon I'd have a story for whatever they threw out there. As you guys know, I come in here once a week and just tell you guys stories for days, but I'm pretty keen to start trying that. Maybe. Oh, hang on. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh, yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to in my week in comedy there. I didn't hit stop record on any of this, did I? No, we're good to go. So this bloke's on his way. So let's move forward. Couple of things that piqued my interest this week. If gaming nerds, such as myself, didn't need another reason to get fatter while they're playing games, Pizza Hut has released a 3D printed pizza warmer that you can sit on your PS5 to keep your pizza warm while you're playing. It just popped up on my TikTok feed this week. I'm like, holy shit. Just another excuse for people to get fat while they game. Looks pretty cool though. This is a cool thing about it though, I found, is they're not actually selling it. They just give you the file to 3D print it yourself. So Adrian's a bit of a fiend for 3D printing these days. So I might get him to print a PS5 pizza warmer. We'll see. I found this hilarious, and I thought it was just my fucked up feed, but Ash literally sent me one of these last night. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm talking about this on the podcast tomorrow. So I've got myself in this little rabbit hole on TikTok where it'll be this innocent lady and she'll be like, all right, let's try and make a song by rhyming things with insert a word. And the comments underneath just start giving her the most fucked up lines. So I found this one I thought was pretty funny. Drag it across and we'll watch it. Where are we? I'm intrigued to see if it comes across clearly. So try keep up. Ready?
Hey, let's write something. What rhymes with dive? As in, don't wanna dip my toes in. I wanna take a dive.
I can feel my uncle coming inside. It was September 11th, saw 2 planes arrive. I'm a bee like a plane in the towers on my hive. Liam jumped from the hotel and didn't survive. Kids in my basement are fighting for their lives. I really like take cold this before I drive. She's depressed and plays violin on her wrist with a knife. No one in the German camp came out alive. I saw that Austrian painter's gas bill rise. Cops kneeled on his neck, he didn't survive. And my finger link touched my drape when I was 5. Jeffrey Epstein didn't take his own life. One time you let me in, now you're a mother of 5. The kids in the basement have rebelled and now they want to skin me alive. Please don't go look in my hard drive, because I like little midget hentai. Because I like little midget hentai.
Well, that's pretty much it. I found that amusing. And it would seem a couple of other people do as well with the amount of times I'm being sent it. But yeah, if it was hard to listen to the audio there, watch the video on YouTube because it's got captions of everything he's saying. But yeah, what have I watched this week? I only watched one thing, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I have been waiting for this to come out for a few weeks now, and then it dropped, and I was so stoked. But Adam Ray does Dr. Phil as a character. He's done it on podcasts. He does a show that he tours around America with it now. And I love watching it on YouTube and even TikTok and stuff. It always pops up. And Netflix basically gave him a deal to do a Dr. Phil live comedy special, if you want to call it that. And the big thing was that the real Dr. Phil was going to come out on stage for the first time and be like, what the fuck sort of thing. And then they go back and forth and yada, yada, yada. So I was keen as. And I don't know. I don't know why, but it did not grab me straight away. I didn't even end up finishing it. I think I still had 20 minutes to go or something. But I don't know. Let me know if I should go back and rewatch it. But you hate to say it because I love Adam Ray. He is one of the funniest blokes to listen to on podcasts and Kill Tony and things like that, just because he's so good at improvisation and stuff and his characters. And I wanted to like it so bad, but just could not get into it. Sorry if this last part feels rushed, but like I said, this bloke is coming very soon. This was a fun little surprise. So there was a UFC fight night this week. I didn't know it was on Saturday night, our time. So the prelims kicked off at 6 o'clock or something. The main event wasn't until midnight, so I wasn't staying up to watch it. Didn't interest me that much. But yeah, Peter Yan got the win in that one, called out the champion. We'll see if he gets another title shot. But there was 2 impressive head kick knockouts on there. One was a women's one. Go back and watch that. I tried to get the video for the podcast, but everywhere I was downloading it said it had copyright restrictions or something like that. So I was like, ugh, not worth the time or effort, because then YouTube would flag it anyway. So go watch that. Go watch the women's head kick knockout from Saturday night. Crazy shit. And then ex-UFC fighter Yoel Romero, he was an absolute animal in the UFC, one of the most jacked bodies you've ever seen. I don't know how he was natural at all, but somehow he passed every test. He did his first dirty boxing fight over the weekend, and crazy knockout of this bloke. Now, I have to admit, the bloke he was fighting did look like he just crawled out of a pub on a Saturday night, like just a big beer gut, like a beard and shit. He wasn't the most impressive specimen, but Jesus Christ, Yoel Romero looks scary as fuck. I'm not going to throw any accusations out there that the new fight league that he's involved in doesn't do drug testing, but he looked jacked in the UFC, and now he just looks like he makes The Rock look tiny. Insane shit. Premature premise. I know I let this die the last few weeks, so what I did is I went into my notes and I just got a couple of notes that I wrote down. These are literally nothing, but like I said the other week, if I can work them into somewhere. So one of them was, I just wrote down, does anyone else's fingers get retarded when you're typing emails and your boss is watching you? So now that I have a boss, I've noticed myself do this, is I can type emails like a professional all day, every day, no backspaces, good to go. I can draw kitchens and shit, no issues at all. But for whatever reason, it doesn't even have to be my boss, just anyone watching you. If there's someone behind me with like a little bit of pressure, I just can't type properly. I'll fuck up every word. I'll backspace. I'll miss words. I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing. So I don't know if it's the pressure or something, but I found that a little relatable thing that I could throw in a joke somewhere. The other thing was, again, now that I work somewhere, this hasn't happened yet, but I work in an office by myself, right? Away from everyone. But every now and then people come in to talk to me and find out information or whatever. So I eat my lunch in there by myself. And the other day I took tuna and rice, and everyone knows tuna is one of the worst foods you can eat in a workplace. Everyone's like, oh, who's got fucking tuna? That stinks, blah, blah, blah. And as I've opened my tuna in my office by myself, I was waiting for someone to walk in and just me have to get on the front foot and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It stinks in here, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, who was the first person to go out of their way and be like, ew, it stinks in here or something like that, and then make people feel bad about it? Because I was like, what have I got here? This is what I wrote down. I was like, I found out recently you're allowed to have opinions in the lunchroom. Like someone's like, hey, that tuna stinks. But then you are well within your rights to be like, but I like tuna. So just because you don't like it doesn't mean I'm not allowed to like it. So I thought there was something funny in that I can play with, that who gave their opinion the right thing. That's just a societal norm now. I don't know. Like I said, I hadn't come to the table with anything lately, so just got a couple of notes that I wrote down. Anywho, let's get into motivational clip of the week. This is going to be a short one this week, but it is what it is. Now, this one isn't necessarily motivational. It was just a feel-good one. I've seen it hundreds of times before, and it just popped up again. I was like, this would be a good one to bring to the table, but just shows a bit of niceness in the world. So let's rip in.
Mr. Carrera, you are charged with a school zone violation, which means that you were exceeding the speed limit in a school zone.
I don't drive that fast, Judge. I'm 96 years old and I drive slowly, and I only drive when I have to. I was going to the blood work for my boy. He's handicapped.
You were taking your son to the doctor's office?
Yeah, I take him for blood work every 2 weeks because he's got cancer.
You are a good man. You are a good man. You really are what America is all about. Here you are in your 90s, and you're still taking care of your family. That's just wonderful thing for you. How old is your son?
63.
Daddy's still taking care of him, right?
I only drive when I have to.
Yeah. Listen, sir, I wish you all the best. I wish the best for your son, and I wish you good health, and your case is dismissed. Good luck to you, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Mr.
So, yeah, I thought that was a good little one. There's another one from that same judge where I might even try find it for next week, where he lets this dude off with a parking ticket and then even pays for this bloke's cab fare home, I'm pretty sure, just because this guy was like, I had to catch 2 trains here with the last bit of money. I don't know. I'll find it for next week, so stay tuned for that. Gigs for this week, I've got Tuesday the 26th, so the day this comes out, I'll be at Fitzy's Logan Home. Just a little 5-minute spot for sit-down comedy. And then Friday the 29th, haven't done this venue before, but I'll be at First Edition Bar, which I believe is in the Valley, but don't quote me on that. Maybe give it a Google before you drive in there. Those will be the 2 places I'll be at this week. Next week, I think I have a few to plug, but if you can't come to any of those gigs, send me some submissions via DM on Instagram at CantGetAnyWorsePodcast, or send me an email at CantGetAnyWorsePod@gmail.com. I did a couple of little question boxes on Instagram this week. I kind of enjoyed that and found out a few more of you guys, even though every week I'm on here and I go, hey, send me a message if you listen to the pod, and you never do it. But I found out a couple of you guys through those question boxes listen to the podcast. So appreciate you guys for listening. If you can keep sharing the podcast around to family and friends, yada, 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 I would greatly appreciate that. But if I don't talk to you before next week, I will see you later.
Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. There's always a silver lining. We'll set you free, so join the movement. Let's change the game with the